Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about some more positive news that was recently released around Tesla stock. And this time around, we're going to be discussing one that is revolving around the topic of the full self-driving technology. So, as many of you all know, the full self-driving technology is one of the largest factors in a lot of the reasoning as to why people are so bullish on Tesla, especially over these next 10 years or so. And that's why we see so many price targets by 2030. We've had the discussion of the Ark Invest Golden Goose scenario price target of $22,000 in 5 years. Keep in mind, that was for 5 years instead of 10 years. Now, that's pretty much in the Golden Goose scenario, as they called it, where everything goes right. We're talking about Tesla maintaining a huge position in the market share and so many things coming together perfectly, pretty much. So obviously, that's like the perfect scenario for Ark Invest. And keep in mind, the main goal of the team over at Ark Invest is all about finding innovation in present time. So they're looking at sectors of the economy that they see a lot of growth potential for in the future. And so like I said, this involves emerging markets. We're talking about AI, full self-driving technology, genomics, 3D printing, and things along those lines. The goal of Ark Invest is to find those gem companies that are truly innovating and ones that a lot of potential can be seen for the future for as well. And that's why Tesla is one of the largest positions in the Ark Invest ETF. I believe it takes up around 10%. And keep in mind, with these golden goose scenarios and these price targets, and the main reason why Ark Invest is looking at Tesla is not only just because of the electric vehicle technology, but a huge factor in their price targets and why they find Tesla really innovative is because of their full self-driving technology and because of the potential for the future. So as we know, last year we had Tesla Autonomy Day. They had pretty much a huge conference, which wasn't like really hyped back then. It seems like it kind of went under the radar and people didn't start to realize the potential of that until later on into this year. But they had Autonomy Day where they had some of the team members come up and talk about how they had created this chip from ground up, created it in-house. And this was huge, not only just because this is entering into another market for Tesla, which is full self-driving, taxi service, robo-taxis, and things like that, but it was huge because they had basically done something even NVIDIA hadn't done so far, in which NVIDIA is focused on computer components and chips and things like that. And as Elon Musk has said before, Tesla is basically like a bunch of Silicon Valley startups, and that's an example of that right there. They basically had their own NVIDIA team inside Tesla, in which they were able to build a chip from ground up that is much more powerful than anything any other company has seen right now. So keep in mind, a lot of the value in these price targets for Ark Invest, whether it's the Golden Goose scenario or just their long-term normal price targets, a lot of those valuations come from the fact that full self-driving is going to be huge for Tesla in the future if they continue at the rate of expansion and growth that they are at right now. And that's what this news piece is all about. And as I said, the full self-driving is something that will change the world. This is going to be kind of the equivalent of the next iPhone. And right now we look at the iPhone just as something that is a part of our day-to-day lives. It doesn't seem too crazy, but when you look back into the past and see how people lived before the iPhone, there's been a really huge change in society based off of this one product. So beforehand you had Blackberries and Razors and things like that, whereas now we have an iPhone where people get on social media apps online. You have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have all of these other social media sites, you have the YouTube app, which I love YouTube, you guys know that. And then you also have games on there as well with microtransactions where Apple does get a cut of that revenue as well. So it's a big revenue service for Apple. There's plenty of digital products for people to engage in on their iPhones. They watch Netflix, they watch Amazon Prime Video, they listen to Spotify, Apple Music, and things like that. So just think about how much revenue the iPhone has created just from the development of that product itself. And you also have Apple TV, and you had the iTunes store beforehand, before Apple Music got popular. So many things have changed. Our lifestyles have changed. The markets have changed, all based off of the creation of the iPhone. So just compare this to full self-driving technology and the possibilities and how that could relate. And honestly, right now, even with the possibilities that we're looking at with full self-driving, you know, with the low cost maintenance and things like that, where it's vertically integrated with Tesla's own vehicles and they don't have to pay drivers to drive it, yes, that's all nice and everything, but there are probably many possibilities for revenue right now that we aren't even thinking of that Tesla is already considering. And so that is why people over at Ark Invest like Kathy Wood, Tasha Keeney, and other major investors, even retail investors like Steve and Mark Ryan from Solving the Money Problem, that's why they're so bullish on this stock, not only just because of the full self-driving technology, but when I look at the stock price, if you think about the full self-driving technology, that adds a lot of value to the stock price, in my opinion, just because of this potential revenue. And as we know, Tesla has such an advantage right now where they're gathering data all across the world from people that have purchased their vehicles. And as the sales get higher and higher, that's the more data they get, then that's the faster that they can perfect the full self-driving technology. And the curve of data and improvements on that technology just go higher and higher. But anyways, let's go ahead and get right into this news piece, which it all relates to what I just mentioned. And also, if you all enjoy these news videos and giving my thoughts and perspectives on these news pieces, please make sure to smash that like button. But getting into this article, this is one just from 3 days ago from Electric and author Fred Lambert. So as always, thank you for the information. If we didn't have places like these where we could go for Tesla information, then we would be lacking a lot of knowledge. So this article was just released around 3 days ago, and getting into this, the title states, Tesla is working on hardware 4.0 self-driving chip with TSMC for mass production in Q4 of 2021, according to a recent report. And TSMC is just an acronym for Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. We'll just address it as TSMC to keep it short in this article. And like the article title states, they're working on hardware 4.0 self-driving chip. And this is an upgrade from the chip that we have already. So they're already working on this, on improving it in 2021. Now, I don't think people realize how huge this article title is just alone, how big this news is. Like I said, full self-driving is going to be a major component of not only Tesla's share price, but their sales in the future. As we already know right now, the full self-driving, to get that package for any Tesla vehicle is $8,000. So that's a big revenue maker. And I can only imagine the better autopilot gets and the better full self-driving technology gets, then that price is going to go up and up and up in the future, most likely. As we've heard from Elon Musk in the past, he stated that the full self-driving package could be like an asset that grows in value. So we understand you can basically be your own taxi driver without having to drive it. You just rent out your Tesla to someone like it's an Uber, except it drives to them, they get in it, it drives them to the desired location, and then it comes back to your house or to the next person, and you make money off of that. Tesla gets a small cut as well. So it's passive income, and that is huge. Passive income is so huge in 2020. I cannot overstate this. For anyone that works hard and has very little time, passive income is kind of that thing that can help move them up in terms of their wealth status. So that's why we invest. That's why I invest. If it wasn't for investing, I wouldn't have as much faith in me having a lot of money to retire on. So passive income is really life-changing, and I think this could really change their whole lifestyle as full self-driving gets perfected and better and better. And so like I said, it's passive income and extra revenue for someone that is willing to rent out their Tesla or basically use it for the robo-taxi service. And also it gives Tesla a cut as well. So there's advantages in every position here. Tesla gets a profit. Even with you having to pay the extra money for the full self-driving technology, Tesla will still get a profit from you utilizing the robo-taxi service if they decide to charge some sort of fee, which they will likely do, because as we all know, passive income like that is really important and can help grow the company even more. So this announcement of a reiteration on the full self-driving chip, a new version, is huge in my opinion, and I can only imagine the improvements that they're already considering. This is probably going to be absolutely revolutionary. And just noting a few important things from this article alone. Now, this one right here is discussing the previous computer chip, not the one that's upcoming, but this one discusses the chip as part of the hardware 3.0 full self-driving computer. And even at that point in time, it noted a factor of 21 improvement in frame per second processing versus the previous gen, and that addressing the new chip that we're talking about in 2021 of Q4, it's expected to be 3 times better than the new chip and roughly 2 years from production. So like I said, that's in 2021 in the last quarter most likely. So as it says right here, it's supposed to be 3 times better than the already revolutionary self-driving computer that we have right now. And this quote right here was translated from Chinese, and it states, according to industry news, Broadcom and Tesla are cooperating to develop ultra-large HPC chips for automotive use. They are produced using TSMC's 7nm process and are the first to use the advanced packaging technology, and that each 12-inch wafer can only be cut out 25 chips. Production of the new chips will begin in the Q4 with an initial production of about 2,000 wafers, and it is expected to enter full mass production after the Q4 of the next year. So I don't know all of these crazy details. I'm not like super far into the engineering of the chip. I know some small details, but like these improvements and things like that, I don't know too much about it. But the important thing to realize here is that it's a new version and that it's supposed to come into mass production in the fourth quarter of 2021. That's what really matters here. And then also, if you're like one of these engineering people, you can get into the smaller details as well and make some inferences there that are likely probably some nuggets of information you can extrapolate on. And it discusses the hardware 3.0 chip that was produced by Samsung in comparison to what they're wanting to move to, which is a 7 nanometer process in TSMC, as it states, a Taiwan semiconductor company, which is the leader in all of this. And it discusses some of the uses for this new upgraded chip, mentioning advanced driving assistance systems and self-driving cars, amongst other things. We'll address that in just a second, but mentioning this quote right here, it states, "It is understood that the HPC chip created by Broadcom for Tesla will become the core computing special application chip, ASIC, for Tesla electric vehicles in the future, which can be used to control and support advanced driving assistance systems, electric vehicle power transmission, and car entertainment." Ooh, I like that car entertainment right there. And then it also states the 4 major application areas of automotive electronics, such as systems and car body electronic components, will further support real-time computing required for full self-driving cars. The HPC chip jointly developed by Broadcom and Tesla should be an important cooperation project from electric vehicles to self-driving cars. So this information, in my personal opinion, is huge. We're getting a lot of news about the full self-driving chip, and as we know, a lot of that relates to Tesla stock in terms of full self-driving being seen as very valuable in the stock market when it comes to Tesla. That's one of the huge assets that Tesla has right now, which is advancement on this technology. And so we're already seeing improvements happening right now, which is exactly what I want to see as an investor. I want to see Tesla keep growing as a company, scaling their business, pumping out as many high-quality vehicles as they can, expanding the energy sector such as solar panels, batteries, and things like that, and then also innovating, which is what we're seeing right here, which is innovations on the computer chip. So that's absolutely huge, and I just wanted to note that. And it also mentions that mass production is supposed to happen in Q4 of 2021, so honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being in like Q1 or Q2 of 2022. Just on that Tesla timeline, that's a possibility. However, I wouldn't be surprised if they keep on track either. But anyways, I just wanted to share this news piece because I think this is absolutely huge once you start thinking about the value of full self-driving technology in the future and how it could change not only our lives, but just the world society as a whole. Just think about driving in a car, having it drive for you, and you get to sit there and just hook up a controller to your Tesla screen and play games while it drives for you, and you have no worries, and it's safer than a human driver. So this is the future, in my opinion. This is the next iPhone. And if Tesla manages to be at the top of this and come out first with the most effective, efficient, full self-driving technology at an affordable price, then it will be revolutionary, and I can only imagine what the stock price will look like in the future. So anyways, hope you all enjoyed this video. Please make sure to smash that like button if you did, and feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description below. If you sign up with my referral link, you'll get some free stocks, and especially with Webull right now, you can get 2 free stocks if you use my link and deposit $100, and you can take that $100 right back out, plus those 2 free stocks can be valued up to $1,400. So it's nice passive income, but hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.